right. Hello and welcome to this. It's been that kind of day. I was gonna say it's been that kind of week, and it's only Monday. But all good things, all good things. So you can check me out the following URLs. I also see there's some lag on the video, which means it's time for me to reboot this machine. Um, my name is Frank Lavinia. If you have no idea who I am, and I am a published author. The first book I wrote was in 2009 and was published in 2010, right about the same time my first son was born. And it was a transformative experience writing a book. I highly recommend it if you want to write a book. Um, it's a bit like writing. It's a bit like running a marathon, actually. It's not difficult per se, but it takes a lot of perseverance, and it takes it's a long run, right? It's a multi-month process. If you want to see if you can want to do writing, highly recommend you start with doing a couple of uh, magazine articles first, because that is far more. That's like a 10K, you know what I mean, or a 5K or a 3K. Speaking of which, we are looking for authors for Data Driven Magazine. I'll talk more about that in a future live stream. Hopefully, I get my brother from another mother, Andy, on this live stream, and we can talk about that. But today is a special day because I am here to announce that I am um, writing another book. That is right. This is not the actual cover, by the way, just so you know. It's actually um, that's a just a mock-up cover I made in I made in Canva real quick because I wanted a nice little graphic. And this is going to be the thumbnail for the YouTube video. Why is it that YouTube videos, the thumbnails are always like the YouTubers are like shocked or like they look like they're being electrocuted? So you just spoke to a LinkedIn user, just spoke with an acquiring editor. Cool. Cool. So my book is with Pact. Um, and anonymous LinkedIn user, not sure who you are, but I am excited about this. I really see Chat GPT and technologies like it as being very transformative for work. So in the past, I've written about this where it's a bit like if you've seen the movie Aliens, where Ripley at the is lifting boxes with his exoskeleton. It didn't the and at the end of the movie, spoiler alert. But this movie came out in 1986, so if you were really concerned about spoilers, um, don't know what to tell you. But she used the mech suit. Oh, it was you. Hey, Kelly. Uh, that's awesome. Um, yeah, so this is the tentative title: Transforming Data Science with ChatGPT, and learn how um, to do that. I don't know why some. So you're the latest, Kelly, on link on this system here, this Restream, blanking out the user and just saying LinkedIn user. Don't know why that is. Um, Perhaps the folks at Restream need to do a little bit of QA testing. No, I complain, but you know what? Not that long ago, doing a live stream used to require thousands of dollars of equipment, like tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment. So it's not so bad. Yes, Andy. Andy, how are you, good sir? Brother from another mother. So I was just telling the good folks out here that um, the good folks out here that I have been working on another book. Chapter one is almost done. Chapter two is kind of partly done. So definitely, I'll give plenty of ability and resources to to point that out. And there's a couple of interesting things. It's webinar season. So while I have folks here, I'm going to copy this image and I'm going to use a fancy program. Can't move the whole window over because it's a bit of a private conversation. This is a webinar I'm doing, and I'll make sure I put this in the link. Um, this is a webinar I'm doing about how Red Hat partners or partner organizations or ISVs, as well as system integrators, can work with Red Hat to build out their own AI products, right, or service their customers. That's a webinar I'm doing July 13th, I believe, or July 12th. And I will post a link to that on all my socials very soon. But I wanted folks to know that hurry, the registration window is probably going to close soon. There's a webinar coming up, I believe Thursday, this Thursday, and it's with a colleague of mine, Audrey, is doing a joint talk on free webinar on AI application benchmarking. And it is, you can just scan that QR code. And I think I also put the chat ended up in there, right? Yeah, there it is. But definitely check it out. I will once again post this on the socials. But the short of it is I'm writing a book. This will be book number 3. The first book I wrote was in 2009. It was on Microsoft Silverlight. And I'll give you folks, I'll sip some coffee while you finish laughing or wondering, hey, what's Microsoft Silverlight? um, Silverlight was an application development platform, basically in browser, really before HTML5 was mature enough to support what we see HTML5 do today. And it was Microsoft's answer. The short answer is it's Microsoft's answer to Adobe Flash. And yeah. And if you don't know what Adobe Flash is, wow, my, how time has flown. Um, but the second book I wrote was a little short poem, kind of graphic book on a takeoff on the night before Christmas. It was the Qubit before Christmas. I published that last Christmas. And that was a fun little book. It was just an ebook. Want to, for this Christmas season, make it so that you can actually get a printed copy too. Now, in terms of magazines, I've gotten really good at writing magazine articles. When MSDN magazine was around, I wrote for them. I wrote for Code magazine some time ago, and I've also launched with Andy, my brother from another mother, Data Driven magazine, and which reminds me, Andy, we need to do a better job of promoting that. And making it easily to get to on the site. It's available as an ebook as well as in print. And one of these days, Andy and I are going to do a live stream where you can actually show it. And there's actually, I think, I need to double check with some folks, but I'm speaking at an event in August. And I want to see if I can get some actual printed copies to hand out. So you can check that out. And again, we're looking for authors. So if you're interested, we're doing a quarterly magazine. So the fall edition is kind of in the early stages now. There's been a lot going on in Frank's world. Some of that I can elaborate publicly just now. There's some of the things I can't say. I will say that there are lawyers involved, but it is all for. I certainly, we all do. And Andy, if you want to drop on the stream, you know how to reach me. I'll drop a link on Teams. I will drop a link on Teams now. If you're able to join, that's cool. I'll add you because it's always good when you're on the show, Andy. It's always good to chat with you. We go. Oop. If you can join, man, that's cool. If you can't, that's cool too. But I wanted folks to be aware that I am working on this book. It is going to be an awesome book. It's going to be as more stuff happens, I will be sure to turn that back on. I will share more about kind of the contents of the book and what it's working on. And if you have any thoughts about what you would like to see from a book like this, let me know, and I'll make sure as soon as I can. I will post some sample content and stuff like that, pending the publisher's approval. I'm writing again with Pact, so yeah. So thank you, Felipe. Yeah, so I'll tell you a little bit about how to contribute to the magazine. Just shoot me an email or a DM or a comment. I see you're coming from LinkedIn. Just shoot me a DM and I'll show you how to do it. And for those that want to contribute, I'll give you a free copy of the magazine. How about that? I probably should have ran that past Andy first, but here we are. But I want folks to get a feel for what we're doing, because one of the things that I think drove Andy and I to create the magazine is that since MSDN shut down, I think in 2019, there's nothing's really replaced it. like there was always this I wanted to come up with a magazine where I picked it up and I could flip to any page, any article, and I would learn one thing useful. And that was something that MSDN magazine did. Oh, Andy is here. That is something that MSDN magazine did exceedingly well. And I will add Andy to the stage. Andy, your camera is blank, but um, your camera's blank and we don't hear you. So while Andy gets his AV thing sorted out, I will say that there's been a lot of things that happened in 2023 for actually both of us in kind of our personal lives. Um, can't say exactly what's going on. I'm not comfortable with that yet, although should probably talk to the lawyer. But just say I've been spending a lot of time with extended family, and it's all good. It's all good. That's all I'll say. Usually, when you mention the word lawyer, people's hair in the back of the neck goes up. When the history of 2023 is written, the fact that Andy and I have been able to, despite the chaos, still be able to launch season 7 of Data Driven. New shows up tonight, by the way, datadriven.tv, or look for Data Driven Podcast in your podcast app of choice. And so a lot happening. Like, and the fact that we've been able to launch season 7, we hit 250,000 downloads. We have the magazine launched. I'm doing a book. Andy is delivering in-person training again. I know you got some kind of big thing going on in September, which he's having some AV issues. But if you want to contribute to the magazine, hit me up in a DM, put a comment in. I'll reach out. I'll send you, kind of what we're looking for. But the goal of the magazine was really to have a magazine that was similar to concept MSDN. MSDN always had a high bar of production quality, and they always had a. It was always something I look forward to. Um, so it was always something, I look forward to getting MSDN magazine. I want that type of experience. How we delivered on it yet? Well, we'll see. um, but the short of it is that I want to have a really good, um, technically savvy thing. And I see Andy is here. Hello,
Can
good.
you see me?
You resolved your AV issues.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I
And
need
you can see me.
so I hear you through my headphones.
I hear you.
All right, now I hear you. Okay, cool.
All right.
Awesome. So I just wanted folks to know that I am writing a book. This will
I
be,
saw that. Yeah, I've been watching for a while,
and
and I'm so proud of you, man.
thanks,
Congrats.
man. Thanks, man. I got a ways to go to catch up to you, though. So
Well, you are closer to me on books than I am to you on certifications
yeah,
by like an order of magnitude.
I have to check actually because I added 2 more. My target is 2 a month, right? And
Hmm.
I know that sounds crazy, but that's just who I am. No,
You got to be smart to do that kind of stuff.
yeah,
That's for sure.
you got to be persistent, you know. Yeah, so I'm at 168 licenses and certifications according to
Nice.
LinkedIn, and that's where I store it all. And I'm actually there's 3 more I want to take. If you checked out deeplearning.ai has opened up like a couple of free ones,
I
and they're
saw
short.
that.
They're only like 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours. Uh,
Yeah.
I did the prompt engineering for developers, which I think has really been it helps explain some of the weird things you'll see around ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Um, and I got a lot out of it actually, and it was short. And plus, Andrew
Cool.
Ng was one of the teachers, and some other lady I forget her name. Sorry. Uh,
Yeah.
when
Now
it, that's like being on stage with Taylor Swift, like Taylor Swift and somebody else was there.
somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just how it works. Sorry. But that was a good course. She did another one with him, and I think
Okay.
now there's a total of 4 free classes. Say that 10 times fast on Deep Learn AI, and then there's 2 with him and her. They make a great team. The other ones are just. I don't think Andrew's involved at all. But it's good content. It's good to learn because everyone's talking about ChatGPT, but
Right.
understanding kind of how it works a little bit under the hood, um, and you set up these system messages and stuff like that. It's very, very fascinating. Um,
Nice.
and no, it's been good. It's been good. And as I was saying, like when we look back on 2023, you know, it would be very easy. I'll speak for myself, right? Like I could always come up with the excuse of, well, this big thing was happening, right? And I'm not
Yeah.
revealing what that big thing is.
Sure.
Lawyers are
Sure.
involved. That's all I'll say. Speaking of which, my lawyer's calling now, so I may have to end the stream um, rather abruptly.
That's cool.
Um, so, folks, Andy, we'll sync up later, and
Sure.
I will. Everyone, have a good day. And I got to end the stream. Sorry, but it's all good.